Okay, friends, we have our last lesson for the week. I'm so excited because then the Easter Bunny is going to come. So here's what we've got. We've got a little slope intercept form, a little y equals mx plus b, and a little point slope form. Now, I know you know slope intercept quite well. Point slope you should have learned last year in geometry, and we did do it at the beginning of the year. It basically takes the slope formula, which is your change in y's, which you can see here, over your change, oops, I don't have y's, and your change in x's. And it solves for the, like it rearranges the slope formula. So we're only going to fill in the m, which is the slope in that formula, and the x1 and the y1. Those are points on a line. Just like in slope-intercept where we leave our x and our y blank, and the m and the b are filled in. So let's take a look at a couple examples here. Now, you're going to have to read the homework carefully when you're doing it to see what form it actually asked you for the equations in. So if you're getting them wrong over and over again, it might be you're putting them in the wrong form. So this first part says find it in slope intercepts form. So that's y equals mx plus b. And in this case, they tell me my m is 5. So now I have 5x, and my b is -3. Y equals 5x minus 3. Done. Piece of cake. Let's try this guy. Y equals mx plus b, another slope intercept. I've got y equals -1/3, because slope is a fraction, x, and then it's going to be plus. Done. Look how easy that is. It's great. Okay. So now our next one says write the point slope form. So that's the other form that we need. So that's our y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So in this case, this is x1 and y1. So you have to be very careful. This is going to read y minus 3. My slope is 4/5, and then it's x minus 5. This is the answer in point slope form. Don't solve it, or don't multiply or distribute that 4/5 out. In this case, it wants it in point slope form, so you leave it like that. If I did distribute it, it'll carry through and end up in slope intercept form, which is the wrong form. Okay, so again, I'm going to label this x1, y1. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. I'm going to fill this in, but watch the double negative. That's going to turn that into y plus 2 equals -2/3 times x plus 3. It changes that double negative. When you minus a negative, it turns it into a positive, and that's my equation. Okay, so now that we have our basic forms down, our slope intercept and our point slope, let's move on and actually apply that. Question number 5 on the back says, write the slope intercept form. So in the end, I need y equals mx plus b. Of the equation, through the given point with the given slope. Okay, my point is x1, y1, and my slope is really 4/5. Now, it's a point and a slope, so it might be easiest to start by using my point slope formula. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And if you remember in the last example, I mentioned that if you actually distribute out your slope, it will bring you into slope intercept form. So let's fill in our values. Y minus 3 is going to equal 4/5 times x minus 5. Because I need it in slope intercept form, I'm going to continue through. Y minus 3 equals 4/5 x. I'm distributing this now. And when I distribute that fraction, you can either use your calculator, or you can think in your head, 4 times -5 is -20. And if I divide that by 5, it's really -4. I'm going to add 3 to the other side. So y equals 4/5 x minus 1. And sure enough, there's my answer. Y equals mx plus b, and that's my slope intercept form. Okay, not so bad. This says write the slope-intercept form. So again, we need one of those y equals mx plus b equations. And it's going through these 2 points. Oh, shoot. So no matter what, I need to find the m value, which is the slope. So I'm going to slope it up. I got x1, y1, x2, y2. I'm going to fill those in. So I'm going to go 0 minus -3, and then 4 minus 3. Minus a negative turns that into a positive, and there's a 1 on the bottom there. So this slope is 3. Okay, now I have 2 points and I have a slope, but I need to get it in y equals mx plus. Thing would be to take my point slope, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, and pick one of these points to substitute in. I'm actually going to pick this 4, 0, because anything with a 0 is super fun. So y minus 0 equals 3, because that's my slope that I just found, times x minus 4. Sweet. That whole side went away. This turns into 3x minus 12, and there is my y equals mx plus b, or my slope-intercept form of the equation that passes through those 2 given points. That is super fun. Okay, last example. Given the following graph, write the equation. So I'm coming up with the equation in y equals mx plus b form based on the picture. We've got this, people. All I need to do is first identify where the y-intercept is. I see it right there. So that means that's my b. My b in this case is 1. So now I have some sort of slope x plus 1. Now, to find the slope, all I have to do is look on the graph and find 2 points so that I can use the rise and the run. I'm going to use this point way over here and then connect it up to that intercept I just found. So since I'm going this way on 5 boxes, and this is 3 boxes, but if you remember from before, positive slopes go in this direction, negative slopes go this way. So this is really a -3/5 for my slope, because the rise is actually going down. So it's down 3, right 5. And remember, straight up and down, undefined, straight across is 0. And that concludes our notes for the week, friends. I hope you had a great week, and I hope you enjoy doing lesson homework and break this weekend, especially on Friday. If you could get all your stuff done ahead of time, that would be great. You could have like Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. It is a holiday. So hope you guys are well, and I'll see you next week.